Christian Fundamentals, Spiritual Hierarchies, Part 8, by Zeb Fenton. Copyright 2008. This presentation conforms to the teachings of Jesus Christ. In this, the 8th podcast of the series, I will continue my discussion of the terms, references, and relationships with periods of time, spiritual objects, and spiritual entities. This time, we will discuss the moon period and the creative hierarchies actively involved with humanity. From the Bible, Genesis 1, 6-8, we find water, liquid, was the new element created during the moon period. As I had previously said, the Seraphim awakened the human spirit and mankind and gave humanity the thought form, germ of a desire body. The reason the Seraphim were used by the Father as the agents in providing the desire body was because they were high enough in the spiritual hierarchy to understand the necessity, requirements, and creative act required in developing evil in the worlds as an impediment to mankind. During the moon period, the angels were human-like, the archangels were angel-like, and the lords of mind were archangel-like. Humanity was animal-like with a desire body made of ethers, a vital body made of desire stuff, and a desire body made of thought form material. Angels had a waking, objective consciousness. Archangels had a self-conscious picture consciousness. And the lords of mind had an objective, self-conscious, creative consciousness. The result of all the activity, by all the hierarchies, was the following structure. The leaders of humanity, who had passed through the Saturn and Sun periods, now had claim to the dense and vital bodies and were working on their desire bodies, as well as having an awakened divine and life spirits. The human spirit was just being added, so the human ego would be complete by the end of the period. The stragglers of the Sun period had not worked as hard as the pioneers, so they were left without life spirits, but they did have dense and vital bodies. The stragglers of the Saturn period were rather backward, having only the germs of the dense body and the divine spirit. These beings had been promoted in the very last stage of the Sun period. The remaining part of humanity were put back to sleep and would be awakened in the future by another great being like the Father. The pioneers of the animal life wave had dense bodies and a divine spirit. These beings are developing alongside humanity, but are not part of our life wave. The stragglers of the animal life wave had only dense bodies. A new life wave, the plants, were just starting its evolution at the beginning of the moon period. During the moon period, the following beings helped mankind gain vehicles and awaken spirit: the Seraphim, the Cherubim, the Lords of Flame, the Lords of Wisdom, the Lords of Individuality, and the Lords of Form. As the Seraphim are awakening the human spirit, the consciousness of humanity turns inward. The human spirit is made of material of the region of abstract thought. The material is much denser than the material in the world of life spirit, making the viewing of other beings outside itself impossible. The result is an inward looking at the self. Mankind is moving toward self-consciousness, but in the moon period, the movement to self-consciousness just started because mankind was still in a dreamlike state. Humanity existed in a fire fog-like atmosphere in the etheric region of the physical world. In order to exist in this fire fog atmosphere, gill-like structures were added to man as he traveled in a horizontal position because of his horizontal spine. Mankind was animal-like in this water-like environment. Mankind traveled in currents from the dark side of the earth to the light side of the earth and back again in cyclic movements. These were migratory-like movements. Next time on Christian Fundamentals, Spiritual Hierarchies, Part 9, we will discuss the fourth great day of man's creation, the Earth period. This concludes Christian Fundamentals, Spiritual Hierarchies, Part 8.